Welcome to the Velvet customization tutorial. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how you can customize the specifics of this template. But if this is your first time using Figma or you're having difficulties with anything else, you can check out our Figma Basics course in the description. It's going to be the first link. You can go through that and learn how to use the platform. But with that out of the way, we can get started with customizing Velvet. It's a great template for SaaS businesses, for agencies, and basically for a wide range of online businesses. So it's a great choice. I want to thank you for using it. And now let's get to it. First things first, in your purchase email, you will find 3 links, actually 4. First one is to the Figma Basics, second one is to this video, and then the third one will be to the Figma Remix link, and fourth link will be to the Figma file, which is right here. So what I'm gonna need you to do is first click on the Figma link, create a Figma account. If you don't have one, just create one. It's super simple, and then come here on this arrow, click it, and then just click duplicate. And now once this is duplicated, it will actually open the file. Currently it's opening it in my Figma app because I have it downloaded, but you can open it in the browser as well. And now that we have a copy in Figma, you can use it and edit the images as you see fit. So this will be useful in a little, so make sure you do this first. And then after that, you can open the Figma Remix link, click copy project to my account, and this will load up the Velvet template in your own Figma account. And now we will get into customizing the template. The first things that I want to tackle is customizing the color, because this will have the most impact on the look of the template. And the easiest way to customize the color first is to go to the Assets tab, and then from here scroll down, and here we have the template colors. You can change the dark colors, the text, the white, the accent, and the light accent colors. And the thing that will have the most impact is the accent colors, of course. So let's change that to, let's say, something like a pink, light pink color, and then accent light. We're gonna just copy this value, paste it here, and we're gonna make it slightly lighter. And as you can see, this already has been applied on a lot of the accent colors that have been used on the template. A few things that are not applied, as you're seeing now, is these background kind of blurs and textures. And now we're gonna see how we can edit that. But one thing that I would recommend is if you're changing the hue of the accent color, I would recommend to copy the value and then go to the dark color as well and simply paste it in here. And then this will change the dark color. And from here, we want to just have a dark color that is in the same hue as our accent color, because it will make it look a bit more coherent. Then copy this value, go to dark elevated, paste it here, and then just make this slightly lighter. And just like that, we have changed most of the colors. And now to change the actual backgrounds and the things that are not affected by these changes, you have to go to the Figma file. And then from here, we have these assets right here. So you can select this frame, for example. You can hold down Alt or Option and drag it away, and this will duplicate it to the side. And then from here, you can select this linear gradient. You can go back, you can grab your accent color, and then you can start placing it right here in the bottom at first. Then you can paste it here, make this one slightly darker, paste this here, make it a lot more darker. And then from here, we can grab the actual dark color. So grab that, paste it here, and then in the end, paste it up there as well. I'll just make this slightly darker so we have a smoother gradient. So once you have done that, you can select it like that, go to export, and then export it as JPEG, and then export it to a location on your disk. Once that is exported, we can go back to our template, and then we can select our background. And to do that, we have to go to layers, and then from here, expand the desktop, click on nav plus hero wrapper, scroll down, and then here you will find the actual image. Click choose image and pick the image we just created. Okay, so one mistake we did is that we exported it as a JPEG, but what we have to do instead is export it as PNG, because we want to keep this transparency on top. So do that and then replace it. Now that we have the PNG in place, you see how the top is perfectly dark and everything is looking good. And then a few other things that have not changed is this watch video button. So let's double click that, select the button, double click the actual circle, And then from here, we can select the dark elevated. We can select the other path, which is the outline. We can select the accent and make it 20% opacity. And if we go back, that should now look nice and clean. And then to change all of the images, so if we scroll down, you see on the Figma file, we have this background. So here you can select it, add in your colors here, change it, export it. Is the same process for any other background image that you see here. But now for these type of images where we have a lot of data, you might want to change the data in some places. And how you can do that is you can go to the Figma file, select this part, hold down Alt or Option again, drag it away. And then from here, you can go in and then holding down Control or Command, double click, and then you can change these values to anything you see fit. And then to change the colors, once again, we have to go here, grab the accent color, go back to Figma, select the main. So select everything like here, see all colors. You can unlink the values that have the accent color, and then you can simply paste that in here, paste that in here. We have a dark accent, so place it here and just make it slightly darker. And now that we have replaced the accent color, it's time to go back and get our dark color. So let's get dark elevated actually, because we want it to be slightly lighter than the background. And then we can put that in here and change the different dark shades in this image so that they look nice and coherent. We can make this slightly darker, then copy this, paste it here. Let's see what else we have. We can paste it there, paste it here, paste it here. And I think this looks good enough. And once we are satisfied with the result, select everything, go to the right, export, and you can export this as an SVG to make sure we have the highest possible quality. Then we go back, select the image, click Fill, and choose the image we just exported. And just like that, we have our new adjusted dashboard with the new highlight color. And as you can see, it looks very clean and very nice. And this is the process for every single image. This image, you can do the same thing. This image, you can do the same thing. Here, especially, you can and should do the same thing. One thing that I want to do is I want to darken the our elevated color because it is a bit too light in my opinion, and I think that looks way better. So yeah, you can replicate this exact same process for all background and all main images on the page. I will not do this in this tutorial because this would take me an hour, and now I want to move on to the next pieces of customization that we can do here. Okay, next up we have the navigation. To edit the navigation, we're using a component, and a component allows us to have global components, and when we make change to anything in this component, it will reflect on all pages where we are using it. And to edit it, simply hover over it and double click, and this will open the component menu. Now it might be difficult to see if you are on a light mode like me. So to adjust that, we can click the framer icon, go to view, and then from here we have to go to appearance and then click night mode. And now we can see everything here. Now here what we can do is we can edit the links. So if you want to do that for some reason, you can select the link, click Control or Command D, duplicate it, and then from here change the link, give it a new link page. Like you can have external link as well, and this is how you edit that. If you want to remove anything, select it and then click delete on your keyboard. Then we also have these internal links to scroll sections. You can choose this link to lead people to a certain section on the page. We have these 4, and you can select them from here. Now, the next thing we can do is we can edit the logo, and I will show you how to do that right now. So to change the logo, simply select it, go to the right side, go to image, and then choose your logo right here. So once you import it, it might be a bit weirdly positioned because most likely it will be a different width and height than the logo we were using on the Revo template. And so just that, simply click it once, and then from here you can resize it however you see fit. I'll just make it slightly bigger, and then just make sure that once you're done resizing it, you lock the size property right here. This way it will be proportional on all pages, and then we can check if it's good on the other breakpoints. Here we see a little issue with the first link. If that happens to you, simply select one of the links, right click, copy style, then go to the link that has this issue, paste, and then paste the style. And then we see that this button is actually not centralized. Again, to fix this, click it, go to the right side, distribute, make it center, and this will make it look nice and clean. So this is how you customize the navigation. Now, another area that you might want to customize is the client logos right here. So how you can do that is the same exact process as changing the logo on the navigation. You simply select the logo you want to change, go to fill, choose a new image. Once you import it, it might be weirdly sized like this one is. Simply zoom in, size it correctly, and then holding down shift, you can actually expand it and make it fit nicely on the page that we want to place it. And just like that, we have changed it. If you want to add more logos, you can simply select one of them, click Ctrl or Command D, and then do the same exact process. And then if you want to remove a logo, again, click it and then just click delete on your keyboard. Simple as that. Next up, we have these icons right here, and this is actually pretty easy to change. All you have to do is just click the icon, and then we're using these feather icons. You can actually Google feather icons, and then you will see all of the index with all of the icons you can choose from. And then simply you can go here to the right side and either search for an icon. Let's say we want to have something like world or like a circle or whatever. And then here you can actually search from a list, so you can find something, select it, and then this will change. So this is how you change the icons. Next up, we have the services section. Now to change the actual services, what you have to do is, again, we're using a component here. You have to double click it. And then from here, you can go in and then change the content by simply clicking once on one of the services. And then here we have two values. Question is what goes first. So the first headline is the question. So headline, and then answer is the actual description. And then here you can change that and immediately it reflects on it. Same thing for all of the other services. And if you want to add more, again, simply select one of them and then click Ctrl or Command D to duplicate it. And then here we have another service. And then again, change the text, and it's really as simple as that. Okay, next up we have this numbers section where we have icons, which are the same exact ones as the previous one we just saw, but then we also have these counters, which are edited in the following way. On the right side, what you have to do first is simply select one of them, go to the right side, and then here we have this easy counter property. Here we have font, so you can select that, pick a new font, you can select a new font size, you can change its color, for example, to the accent color, and then here you have the start number, so the number from which the counter will start, and then end number, the number obviously with which the counter will end. We have decimal, so you can choose to show a comma or a period. You have the speed of how fast it counts up. You can have a prefix, which is something that goes before the text, so if we place that, you see it immediately, and then suffix, what goes below, after the end of the value. So this is how you edit the counter. Next up, we have the case studies. Now, case studies are actually managed with the CMS. In the CMS, you can find it right here in the top menu, so you can simply click it once, and this will open the CMS database where we have our single case study. You can click it once, you can edit the title, the featured image, you can have a category, services provided, a short description, so a little preview, a highlight metric number 1, and then a highlight metric number 2. I would really advise you to keep it to those two because editing this can get pretty tricky, and really you don't need to highlight much else. If you want to do that, you can do it in the content field where you can actually have an in-depth breakdown of the case study. You can also make this like a heading. You can also insert like a video or an image. You can have lists. So for example, if we want this to be like a bullet point list, we could do that. We could also have it as a number. So you're really flexible here. If you want to add more case studies, simply click on new item and then fill out the fields, and this will automatically add it. If you want to delete a case study, right click and then delete. So this is how you manage the case study. Next up, we have testimonials. So to edit the testimonials, if you want to, just change the text, you can do that as easy as just double clicking, changing the text, clicking on the image, changing it. This is super easy. If you've gone through the Framer Basics tutorial, you will know how to do that. But if you want to add more, here's how you can do that. Again, select one of the testimonial cards, make sure that you select the testimonial card layer, and then simply click Ctrl or Command D, and this will insert a new testimonial. If you want the middle column to grow first, you can Control or Command X this, select the row here, so the middle row, and then click Control V, and this will place it in the middle, and then you can do the same thing on the other columns as well, so that this is nice and uniform. If you want to delete a testimonial, all you have to do is select it and then just click delete on your keyboard. So this is how you do that. Next up, feature section. This one will be a bit tricky to edit, so I would recommend to keep it to 5 features. If possible, make sure that your landing page does that, because it can be tricky to edit. But here, simply, again, click on it, edit it. If you want to, for example, make this field bigger, just simply select the feature wrapper, go to the right side and span, make it 2 columns, and then the first one selected, make sure you have selected the feature wrapper, span, make it 1 column, and just like that we have adjusted it. Now this image, if it's super big for you like it is for me, what you have to do is select it, go to the right side, unlock this size property, size it correctly, and then from here lock it back in, and then here same process, resize it, make it larger, lock it back in. If you need to adjust the image, for example, you want it to fit instead of fill, you can do that. Same thing here, make sure it fits. Then the background, if we have issues with the background, we can make it fill instead of fit. You can make it bottom center so that the gradient is nice and clean. And this is how you edit that. But first, I would strongly advise you to keep it to the original layout of the template, which is this, and then simply adjust the copy and the images by editing, the copy in Framer and the images in Figma. Again, duplicate it, change the colors, change the data, and insert it back in. But I wouldn't recommend customizing this too much if you do not have the appropriate Framer experience. Next up, FAQ. This is very similar to the services section. We're using the same module. So you can hover over it, double click, select the question, go down, and then just edit the question here, edit the answer. If you want to add more, select one, Control D or Command D, edit it. If you want to delete one, select it and click delete on your keyboard. And then finally, for the homepage, we have the footer. So footer, again, we're using a component because we see it on multiple pages on this template. And to edit it, we have to double click it. And once we double click it, we will enter the component mode where we have the 3 breakpoints: desktop, tablet, and mobile. And from here, you can change the logo with the same procedure that we already did in the navigation. So if you want to see how to do that, you can go back and watch that. Then we have links. If you want to add more links, select one of them, Control or Command D, edit the link name, and then put your link right here in the top right. And that should do it. If you want to remove it, click it and then click delete. Then we have the contact info, we have email. If you don't want to show your email, I would advise you to actually not show it because it will lead to a lot of spam. Simply select the stack here that holds it and then make it not visible from here on the right side. And then from here, you can add your phone number if you want, your address. So for the social media, so to change that, simply select the social media icon you want to change. And let's say you don't have a YouTube, but you have a Facebook, simply type in Facebook here, and this will change the icon. And then for the link, go here, put in your link, and it's as easy as that. If you want to add more social media, select one, and then just click Control or Command D. This will add another link, and procedure is same. So you can write the social media name, put the link, and you're ready to go. So finally, at the end, we have the copyright notice. Here, just put your agency or your business's name. And on the right side, we have this designed by Wise, which links to our website. I would really appreciate it if you keep it here because it helps us improve our domain authority. But if you don't want this visible on your website, you can select it, delete it, and make sure that then you select the copyright notice and make it centralized so it looks nice and clean. So this pretty much covers the customization for the homepage. The last thing that we should do is change the Get Started page. So click on it, and then from here you can change the background, change the logos, etc., etc. Same procedure we did on the homepage. But one thing we haven't covered is how to change the Calendly link. So how you can do that, simply select the Calendly widget and then go to your Calendly link. I'll open up mine right now. So once you have your Calendly link opened in a new tab, what we have to do is we have to grab everything after this first / until the name of your call. And then once we get to this question mark with the month, you want to leave that out because if you keep that in, it will always show the 4th month of 2024 in this case, and we do not want to do that. So copy this part right here, go back to the Framer site, and then from here, selecting the Calendly widget, go to the right side. Here we have calendar field, and then paste what we just copied right here, and this will position our actual calendar right here. If you want to adjust the height on any of the breakpoints, simply select the widget, unlock this property, make it taller, so just like that, so it fits correctly. Lock it back in. Same thing here, unlock it first, make it larger, and then lock it back in. So this is how you put in your actual Calendly link. And with that, we pretty much covered everything that we needed to cover in this tutorial. If you're facing any difficulties, you can always reach out to us via email or via our website, wisetemplates.com. Once again, I want to thank you for using our template. I hope this was useful to you, and I will see you in the next video.